let's start our color analysis right away. So I'm just going to be checking what colors suit you best, as well as what colors you personally prefer. So if you hear some tapping in the background, that is the office next door is actually a dance studio. So they're clearly learning how to tap dance today. Anyway, so let's see. Just going down the light blue as well as the dark blue. Okay, and can you tell me which color you prefer? Do you prefer this light blue or this dark blue? Okay, great. And what about these two? This darker pink or this lighter pink? Okay, very good, very good. All right, now, would you say you prefer the gold or the green? Okay, great. So I'm just going to see something really quickly based on those answers. Very slowly. Okay, good. All right, so that was the first part of our analysis. Next, we have to do the marker check. So first, we will start with all of the available colors here. So let's begin. Let me see. Would be a darker pink or a lighter pink, or perhaps a red. Okay, pink, blue, green. All right, out of these 4 colors, which one would you say you prefer? And which one would you say you dislike, if any? Okay, great. All right, and then can you tell these 3 purples apart? Okay, great. And then let me see. And what about the yellows? Okay, now out of these 4 colors, can you tell me which one you prefer? Okay, and do you have a least favorite? Okay, all right. Let's now begin with the markers themselves. So I'm going to start with the reds. The reds and the pinks. Okay. All right, so I've got these different shades, and I'm going to see overall which shade seems to fit you best. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to kick you. And then we are going to see, narrow down, essentially comparing one or the other. So which one is the best, and then which ones compete against one another. So for example, these 2 here, one of them clearly fits you better. And which one would you say that you prefer out of these 2 colors? Okay, great. Well, perfect, because that's the one that fits you best. So now out of these 2, these are very similar, but it does make a difference. So, okay, and do you have a preference between this one and this one? right, and how does this work? Okay, does that work with this? Okay. All right, now that we've done that, we can figure out the best overall shade. Okay, perfect. So let's now move on to the oranges and yellows. That's a red. Okay. There are a few more here, so I'm actually going to set these up in a specific order that will allow me to get a better idea as to what fits best. So I'm actually going to do these orange ones first and then do the yellow. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see with your eye color. Okay. With your hair color. Good. Okay, and now I'm going to do the yellows, which aren't much really, but let's see. Well, that one's out of the running. So let's see. Okay. Okay, that one's back in the running actually. Hold on. And I know it might not seem, sorry, I keep kicking you. I know it might not seem like much of a difference between these two, but once again, it does matter quite a bit. It is crucial that we find which shade, if it's yellow yellow or laser lemon. So let's see if you're a yellow or a laser lemon. Okay, good. Okay, it looks like you are in fact a laser lemon. So, and let me tell you which orange you were, okay? So, you were just regular orange. Sometimes we get lucky with laser yellow, and then sometimes it's just regular orange. Let me also tell you which one of the reds and pinks you were. So, it is this one here. This is Parrot Pink. You are Parrot Pink. And now let's do the greens. So, I think if you were a Parrot Pink, you might do better with a teal, but let's find out. So, I've got all the greens here. Okay. That one's out of the running. Okay. this looks blue, but I promise it is green. Okay, once again, this one's back in the running. Okay. Yes, and good thing too. So that was regular green. That one seems to fit pretty well, but I want to see if this very similar looking green fits even better. So let's see. This one is emerald. Okay. Let me get regular green back in here. Let's see. Okay, all right, so I will say you are regular green, but we still have to do the lighter greens. So let me see. I might have been wrong about the teal. What is this? Seafoam green. Okay, so not entirely teal. Perhaps I'll be in the blue ones. So let's see. Okay, and out of these three greens, which one do you prefer? And which one would you say is your least favorite? Okay, noted. Okay, yes, it is this. Electric lime. All right, laser yellow and electric lime. Now I'm going to do the blues. We do have a lot of blues, I think partially because I should have put some of these in the greens, but whatever. So, yeah, it's a lot of blues. All right, well, that's fine. Oh my God, there's always one that's trying to get out of the running. Okay, so I'm gonna break these up into very similar blues. Okay, so let's do, let me scoot closer. Sorry, I keep kicking you. I know it sounds counterintuitive to scoot closer, but I think it might help. All right, here we go. So we've got these three very similar but different blues. So out of these, can you tell a difference between these blues? Okay, good. All right. And do you have a favorite? All right. Okay. All right, so out of these three blues, I would say you are this one here. So let's see what that one is. Okay, let's see. That is battery charged blue. You're really just like up and at 'em with these, huh? Laser lemon, electric lime, battery charged blue. Very energetic personality, I see. Okay. And now, out of the other blues, we've got the green blues and the regular blues. I'm going to see these all together first. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, can you tell the difference between these two? Okay. All right. And now the other two. Can you tell the difference between these two? Okay. And we're actually going to put this blue with the green blues very quickly so that I can get an idea of what's going on here. Okay, all right, I think I have got it. I think I have it. Okay, yes. So for the blues, you are this one, which is Blue Bolt. Maybe these are all just really like electric type of names, but whatever, let's see. And then we've got this one. Yes, okay, yeah. So this one is Teal. Nailed it with the Parrot pink. Okay, and now we're going to do the purples. Why does this looks blue as hell? It doesn't matter, it doesn't go. Okay, so let me see. Just right off the bat, do you have a favorite? Okay, that makes sense. All right, let's start with the purples, and then we'll go on to the pink purples. Let me just see something. Okay. Okay, so out of these purples, which one would you say is your least favorite? Okay. And which one is your favorite? Okay. And now the pink purples. Which one would you say is your favorite? Okay, well, that's perfect. Because it's this and also the lightest purple here, which I'm assuming is lavender, but who knows? Maybe it's like, I don't know, leaping lavender or something. Hyper. Okay, let's see. So Wild Orchid. Wild Orchid. Yes, okay. And Tropical Violet, actually. Tropical Violet. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, so that was the marker analysis. So I'm going to try and put these markers back and hope that it works, because for some reason the box is bigger than the markers are, so they all slide around and then it's a nightmare. Okay. See what I mean? What is that? What is that about? Anyway, I'm putting these in back. Okay, and now we need to see about the eyeshadow shades. So now we're getting more into the shimmery sort of thing. So let me see. Okay. Okay, out of these three colors, which one do you prefer? All right. Okay. All right, and out of these 6 colors, which one do you prefer? Okay, and what about out of these 6? Okay, I would say that it's the orange glitter that suits you best. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, and then on the opposite side, we have Which one do you prefer? Which one? Okay, and out of these 6 colors, which one do you prefer? I agree. That is a really cool one. So I'm going to try also this white shimmer on you versus orange. Okay. Okay. And what if we combined them? Let's see what happens if we combine the two. Nothing, it's just pretty and shiny. Okay, that's wonderful. Next, just the basic, typical remote control test. I'm gonna kick you again, probably. Okay, I didn't. That was great. Okay, so. Okay, out of the red, the green, the blue. Red, the green, the blue. Orange, green, blue. Yellow, green, blue. And the purples. All right, from this row here, which one is your favorite? Okay, now the same with this row, which one is your favorite? Okay, and this row here, which one is your favorite? All right, and what about from this row here, this tic-tac-toe? Which one is your favorite? Very good. And what about here? Very good. And then what about here, this tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row? Okay, perfect. What about the back? Okay. And okay, and now just the on and off. Which one do you prefer, on or off? Okay, perfect. And now, well, actually, I think that's it because we did already the marker test. Oh, I know, 1 second. We need to do the lights so we can figure out what suits you best when things are all lit up. Why are these all the same color? Okay. Well, I had different light colors, but oh no. Okay. So let's see. Okay, purple or blue. Okay, now what about red or green? Okay, and what about green or blue? Let's see. Green or blue, okay. Pretty equal. Pretty equal. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to hit you in the face. Which one of these do you prefer, the blue or the green? Blue, green, blue, green. Okay, and what about red and purple? Let's see if I can grab it. Okay. red or purple? Which one do you prefer? Red, purple, red, purple. Okay, great. Okay. Well, yep, that's definitely time to go. That is the end of your exam. Let me just tell you your last results, which are the blue and the red that go the best for you. Yep, that makes sense. All right, so just going to make this stop. Oops. Okay, great. Thank you so much for being here and doing your color analysis. I will see you next time. Bye.